It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide? Inside the comment box, I appreciate you guys. And good morning. Welcome to today's show. It is Wednesday. It is May 7th. I hope that you are off to a fantastic week. We have made it to the midway point of this week, and I hope that you are off to an amazing start. And I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. Today on the show, we're going to go over Alabama's schedule on the back end. And this morning, we're going to discuss a couple of interesting sound bites and quotes from yesterday. One was from Kane Womack down at a charity event down in Mobile yesterday, right? And another is from Cam Dewberry, who is a transfer from Texas A&M, who spoke with our friends at the Bama Standard and has a hell of a quote, all right? So those are the things we'll look at. We'll also take a look at Joel Klatt's early top 25. Okay, so all that and more today on Bama Football on YouTube. Let me give some shout outs real quick while everybody gets checked into the show. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's see who is locked and loaded this morning. All right, Lil Ye, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Bama Productions, what's up, man? Good morning. I appreciate you being here. I think he's at school. Listen, Mitchell, checking in as always, perfect attendance. Steve Taylor saying 10 wins for Bama this year. Herman, what's up, man? Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Daniel Adams, good morning. What's up, man? I appreciate you being here. And Darren Jenkins says, good morning from Rocket City. I'm expecting 10 wins with the playoff berth. If we get more than that, I'll be happy. I feel that we're on to something, still transitioning. Daniel Adams, what's up, man? Good to see you. And then Fromm, what's up, bro? Thank you for being here this morning. Oh, Fromm's on that Equeminar. All right, doing the Outcast. Oh, man, I love to see it. Honestly, you want to talk music, I love Outkast. I've always been a fan of Outkast. I think it's one of the groups that clearly has continued to transform. Love to see it. All right, who else we got up here? Chris in New Jersey, man. What's up? Chad Kennedy, I appreciate you being here. Anita, good morning to you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sean Lilly, what's up? Roll Tide, good morning to you. Todd Tipton, my boy. J Money TV, what's up, man? Good to see you. I don't know if I've seen you in these parts before, but it's good to see you. Roll Tide Fan 12, what's up, man? Appreciate it. Bruce Watson, good morning to you. Brandon, what's up, man? Coming to us from Madison. That's the home of the Trash Pandas, right? Trash Pandas up in that area. Kaylin Childress, good morning. Larry Large, what's up, man? John Shannon and Randy Anderson. All right, we got a good crew checked in today. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so on the cover art is Bray Hubbard, one of our fan favorites, right? I think when you think about this defense, there's a lot of different areas that we could talk about and be excited about the defense, for sure, 100%. But one of the kind of centerpieces that we're thinking about on the defensive side is Bray Hubbard. We could do a whole show probably on Bray Hubbard, and as we go in the summertime, I'm sure we'll talk more about him. And Kane Womack had some really good things to say about him. But first, let's get to this quote that is coming from our friends at the Bama Standard. So Bama Standard was able to get Cam Dewberry on their show. I recommend you go watch that interview. Just type in the Bama Standard. Have a really good YouTube channel. There's a lot of good Alabama football YouTube channels, clearly. But Dewberry had this to say when asked about Ryan Grubb's demeanor. All right, this is what he said. He said he's going to light MFers up. And that's all he's going to say. I was like, when I was reading the quotes, I was like, oh my goodness, man. Dewberry don't play when he's talking about Ryan Grubb. That's another reason that we're excited. I've said many times, I think Ryan Grubb instantly transforms Alabama's offense. I really do. But to hear a quote like that, all right, and that's what we're anticipating. Well, look, no messing around. Like, we are anticipating for Ryan Grubb to come in and instantly, like, elevate Alabama's offense, so much so that they're pouring points on the opposition at will. And when we look to Alabama's offensive components, you look to the speed, you look to the running backs, you look to the new quarterback taking over. I guess the only question that we have about the only question that we really have about Alabama's offense is the offensive line. That's really it. Because outside of that, I think we're pretty comfortable with the pieces that we have. But to hear that quote kind of to jump off yesterday going in the summertime, man, and this also tells us, too, how the players are seeing the coaches. Remember yesterday we talked about buy-in, leadership. This is what they're buying into. The players have understood the coaches and their philosophy and kind of the goals and the lofty goals that Alabama should have going into this year. So I recommend you go watch the video, Bama Standard, one of the great YouTube channels, along with the many others that are out there. So I thought that was pretty, that's a hell of a quote. It's polarizing, to be honest. All right. Joel Klatt's top 25. But before we get to that, this is our hoodie. At the back end of the show, I anticipate to run the pinwheel. We still need a couple people to get checked in. So what we're rocking with today is this is a black camo hoodie. Has Alabama script A on the left chest. This is a light hoodie. You can get this directly from Fanatics. $10 to enter the raffle. You can do Bama_YouTube for Venmo, or you could do Cash at Bama YouTube. You can get up to 3 chances. We will we'll rock the pinwheel at the back end of the show. So that's how we are rolling today, and that's the gear that we have. And as I've mentioned many different times, portion of the proceeds from the raffle goes back to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. So it's something that we've started. I think we've been doing this for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and we're able to dump off a nice little check to Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen, Miss Susan over there, who's the director. So if you want to get in, you have plenty of time. We'll run the pinwheel hopefully at the back end of the show. We just need a couple more entries. I got Kevin's in, Lisa, Chad Kennedy. We have Alicia Miller. I think that's Marcus. We have Chris Millender, Dan Caraway, Sam Anderson, Ruben Poole, and Super Chats work as well. So this is our Wednesday raffle. Getting back to Joel Klatt's top 25, I'll go full screen on this so you can have a full look at this. You know, Joel Klatt, he continues to climb like the college football ladder in terms of analysts, right? I don't know who's bigger, him or like a Josh Pate, but those are the next wave guys, right? Like I think currently we all know the guys on College Game Day are like the guys, but after that, these are next in line, right? Like after Kirk Herbstreit's gone, you're gonna have like I wouldn't be surprised in the future to see like I'm dead serious, either like Clatt part of Game Day or maybe even Josh Pate. I really think that he could be added to Game Day in the future. All right, so here's a look at the top 25, and I was surprised to see. I hadn't seen this till this morning. Okay, but Penn State at number 1. I don't know about that one. Texas at number 2. Okay, still interesting. You got another quarterback, right? A lot of new quarterbacks actually. Ohio State 3. Well, Ohio State, defending champs. Oregon. Clemson, man, people are thinking Clemson is like gonna absolutely just be dominant this year. I don't know. You know what's crazy? I still don't really believe. I don't know what's wrong with me. Is something wrong with me? Like I still don't. I'm not buying into Clemson still. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of people feel that Clemson is going to make like this absolute run. I know they returned their quarterback. They got some good components on the defensive side. Are we anticipating Clemson to be like elite? I don't know. Ooh, that's a good idea, Jay Boogie, for some of those hats. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll get some hats on there too, since we've done some raffles on the hoodies. I don't know. I'm just not buying Clemson. I probably have them in my top 10. I haven't even put together like a top 10, but I don't know if I'd have Clemson in the top 5. And a lot of this is riding on their quarterback, clearly, right? Okay, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is kind of always there. LSU, Georgia, another, I don't know. A lot of Georgia, and we'll talk about them here in a little bit as on the back end of the show, we'll look at Alabama's schedule. I don't know how good Gunnar Stockton is. He seems, hopefully this doesn't come back to like bite me, but he seems kind of like above average. He didn't seem like exceptional. I don't know. Bama at 9. Illinois at 10. I don't know if I like this top 25 at all, to be honest. Michigan, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. Joel, I like you, bro, as a person, but I don't know if I like this at all. Florida, BYU, Arizona State. Yeah, this is too early. I don't know if I like this top 25 at all. Oh man, Case, what's up, bro? Payson with the monster super chat, bro. We add you to the hoodie raffle today, bro. Case, you're always coming with it, bro. Thank you so much, Case. You are so generous, and I really appreciate you, bro. This is what Case has to say. Josh Pate is by far the most unbiased and one of the best reporters when it comes to college football coverage, 100%. But now when it comes to Alabama coverage, no, man, there's a lot of great people in the industry, and I think it's been amazing to see a lot of the growth for a lot of these content creators. But I mean, they're becoming the next wave of the college football stars, right? And you know, CBS had the foresight and the vision to link up with Pate and the things that he's been able to do. I mean, he's interviewing DeBoer, he's interviewing Sarkisian. They built a good brand, so that's kind of as I was saying, those are the next wave of the major college football analysts, and they are climbing. And those guys, you know, have made a name for themselves because of their hard work, their craft, the dedication to the grind. So yeah, absolutely, man. But Case, thank you so much, bro. Hell of a super chat, especially in early May. That's that Cinco de Mayo appreciation. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, you know, one more look at this top 25. I don't know. I mean, if I go full screen on it, even like Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss will probably be better than that. Texas A&M, year 2 under Elko. Miami's kind of a wild card. They've had a lot of transfers out, but they got Carson back. Iowa State was pretty good. I think Arizona State will be there again. That would probably be one of the teams that I think, you know, will be on the cusp of making the playoffs. Florida, a lot of people feel Lagway is going to be elite, right? Michigan, you will have to see what they do this year. Yeah, Clatt played at Colorado. Yeah. So anyways, you know, it's always fun to look at people's top 25s who are like major college football analysts, and this is Clatt's. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I agree with Penn State being number 1. Hey, Robert, have a good rest of your day, bro. We'll catch you on the rewatch later on. Again, this is the hoodie that we're raffling. You still have time. $10 Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App Bama YouTube. We'll spin the pinwheel at the back. Still have room for many more, so if you want to jump in. Kane Womack said this. He was at a function down at the Mobile Sports Hall of Fame, and this was yesterday. And this is AL.com. AL.com has a video, right? They have, I mean, shoot, that's a multi-million-dollar business that they built up. And he said this. And he's talking about Bray Hubbard, one of our fan favorites, right? He's saying, I think he's taking his game to another level this offseason, just in terms of the leadership that he carries and brings. Thumbs up inside the comment box just for Bray Hubbard. And I'm not sure if you had an opportunity to watch The Tide That Binds, this documentary that was released by Fox Nation. I didn't know kind of Bray Hubbard's backstory, that his mother had passed away, and that everything that he does now going forward, which is not surprising, is all for his mom. But it really showed a really good side of, you know, some of these players that we don't necessarily see. But man, this is a really good character, a person of good character, another guy. And this is why it's easy to like some of these guys on this team, is like, we talk about entitlement. Yo, bro, Bray has never, I haven't seen him say anything, not even when he wasn't a starter. And when his number was called, this is what we want from the 2s, from the 3s. Stay patient, keep practicing against the best. You might not be there right now, but you're going to get an opportunity at some point in time, and we want you to be able to play elite level football. Look, clearly, Keon Sabb was better suited to start from the coach's perspective at the beginning of the season. Bray didn't complain, didn't do anything to our knowledge. He just kept on practicing. I feel that by the end of the season, Bray was better than Keon Sabb. Now, those will be your guys at the safety position this year. I think it'll be a really great combo. But, man, it's very easy to follow players like this that have just stayed the course. Really, really good story. And if you kind of dive into it and, start to peel back the layers of who he is, he's probably, I would imagine he's probably one of, like, pound for pound, the hardest hitters on the team too. But, man, this guy's good. I think we need to do a Bray hoodie. I'll see if there's any athletes thread Bray hoodie. That would be a tight one. I would actually like to one of those. But just a good story, man, and I'm happy about him. And that kind of shows us, too, the character and maybe paints us a little bit of a picture of the defense. These are the type of guys coming back. Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Quay Rusa, right? Damani Jackson, Sabian Brown. Eric D, you bring up a really good point too, man. Zay Mincy's right there underneath those guys at the safety position, and he played fantastic, especially in that Michigan game. And he's a lengthy secondary player as well. Kane Womack also spoke about Alabama's first game. And this is where it gets really interesting, because I start thinking about the quarterbacks that Alabama will face this year. And I put together 4 real quick that I feel are going to be very challenging from stopping them from running. And this is what Kane Womack said about Florida State. You look at our first game of the season against Florida State. Athletic quarterback, right? Tommy Castellanos coming in. I know how Gus does things from a quarterback run game. Mike Norvell does the same thing. So those are the things that you kind of have to be aware of, that everybody has an element to their game plan. Stopping some of these running quarterbacks is going to be very challenging. And here's a graphic that I made this morning on 4 quarterbacks. I think these are probably the 4 quarterbacks that will be challenging to stop from, dual threat quarterbacks this year. Did I miss anybody on this list? I'll go full screen so you can see it. But I'm talking about a quarterback that, throughout the last 2 years or last years, the offense has used this running back or this quarterback to run over like 15 to 20 times. So in 2023, Tommy Castellanos, who has transferred from Boston College and will now be the quarterback at Florida State, he ran for over 1,000 yards. Last season, they didn't run him as much, but this guy is going to be running, in that first game of the season. And stopping him will be tough. JTL loves his quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. Diego Pavia, he can run. He ran the ball 20 times last year against Alabama, right? Lenora Sellers, great running quarterback. I think he ran like 13 times against Alabama last year. And then this guy right here, Jackson Arnold, he ran for 140 yards against Alabama. Now, clearly there's another element to the quarterbacks that Alabama is going to face, and those guys are, the passing quarterbacks, Garrett Nussmeier, I guess Gunnar Stockton, Meeks from Oklahoma. But these guys, in terms of like stopping quarterbacks that run, this is going to be tough. Each of these quarterbacks is going to be presented challenge from the running ability. Who would you say is going to be the toughest to stop out of just these 4? I'm not talking quarterback, because look, I don't know where these quarterbacks are in like the passing spectrum, but running these guys can run. Who do you think is going to be the toughest to stop? If you dive into Castellanos from Florida State, he's tough. See, JTL, the thing about Diego is I think it's more of like his mindset. That guy's just like a baller, like a player, right? But I'm with you, Bruce and Chad. I think, yeah, probably landslide Sellers. He's a good quarterback. That's why I was surprised to see on Joel Klatt's top 25 that South Carolina wasn't in that top 10. I probably have them in there. There you go, JTL. Yeah, he's got that heart. And I think with Jackson Arnold, last year doesn't dictate this year, but you know that Hugh Freeze is going to try to run this dude as many times possible at the back end of the season. Crazy to think. I mean, 3 of these guys are, well, yeah, 3 out of the 4 right here are all transfers, right? Castellanos coming from Boston College to Florida State. Diego Pavia, well, he started out junior college, New Mexico Military Institute, and then he went to Vanderbilt. Jackson Arnold was at Oklahoma, now Auburn. It's hard to keep track of all these guys. Yeah, I think Sellers will be the toughest to stop, too. Plus, the game is in Columbia, which will add another element. Here's the hoodie for the raffle. I'll show this another time. Let me get to this the slide with the schedule. So here we are at kind of the meat of our show. And this is the 2025 Alabama football schedule. It's a very challenging schedule. And that first game of the season will be in Tallahassee. Just to put that clear, because I know some of you don't follow it with an exact microscope. And the last time that Florida State and Alabama played during an opener was 2017 when the game was in Atlanta. Just a friendly reminder. King's Family Reacts. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Jarvis, what's the updated line on Florida State, Alabama? Is it like 12.5 right now? All right, so what we're going to do, let's build out an early kind of like a confidence level going into each of these games. We'll write it down, and then we'll look at it again later on the season. We'll put it kind of in a time vault, okay? Yeah, I think I said Meeks. It's Mateer. My bad. That guy is so good for Oklahoma, the quarterback. I think he's going to have a fantastic season. So Jarvis says right here, the line for this opening game against Florida State is anywhere between 7.5 to 11. I've seen it continue to slide up. I think it opened at like 6.5 or something like that. All right, so let's go one by one real quick. What is your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10 that Alabama beats Florida State? Not by the spread, just like straight up. What is your confidence level that Alabama goes down to Florida State? Let's just, we don't know all the particulars, but I would imagine that tie starts. Scale of 1 to 10. Like 10, you were like 100% confident. 7, you're like, yeah, but it's a road game, so I'm a little bit nervous. 6 is you're like, I don't know. I think it's going to be high. Okay, so a lot, very high. 9, 7, 9. Yeah, really high. Yeah. All right, let me write this down. Actually, I can do it on this other sheet. Florida State, yeah, super high, 9.5. Sean Lilly's at 9.99. Okay, so Florida State, Alabama fans feel very confident. Before I go to Monroe, what's your post one major reason you feel that for your confidence? I think that I feel that Florida State will have a tough time stopping Alabama's offense. The defense will be, a key nucleus, but sometimes defense, it takes them a little bit. Plus, Gus Malzahn, new quarterback, it might take them a little bit time. But what's your main reason? I think Grubb too. I think Alabama's just offense. I think the offense will be all the weapons. Sorry, I must have missed something, Oscar. I don't know. Grubb offense will be too much. See, that's what I'm thinking too. I'll say defense as well, and I don't know. I think the defense will be turning it up by maybe September, late September. Who knows? It might take them a little bit of time. All right, let's move on to Monroe. What is your we have to do every single team. What's our confidence level in beating Monroe? We won't spend a lot of time on this one. All right, so we'll put 10 on Monroe. So now we have Bama at 2-0. Okay. All right, Wisconsin. How you feeling about Wisconsin? Scale of 1 to 10, Wisconsin. I'm going to say 10. Look, I just feel this Wisconsin team, I love their coach. Luke Fickell's a great coach. I like him. But I think 10. I'm going to say 10 against Wisconsin as well. The game's at Bryant-Denny, 10, okay. Okay, here's one. Georgia. So clean slate. What is your confidence level that Alabama goes into Athens, Georgia? I haven't been there for a while and beats Georgia. Be realistic here. We're on Georgia right now inside the comment box. I think Todd said 7. Kay said 9. The thing about this Georgia game is Alabama's won the last 9 out of 10 times, which is crazy. JTL, what you think, man? Coming from an outsider, what you think? Who wins Bama, Georgia? In Georgia. 7-6. It's still high. 7-5, Southern Red. The rapper says 7-5. Dwight saying 6. I mean, it's still high. What's your main reason that Alabama, for your confidence level for Alabama against Georgia? I'm going to say this. I think by this point in time, the Alabama's defense will be really kind of fine-tuned, and I think that Alabama's defense will rise up in this game. JTL points out that Georgia has wide receivers now, and I just don't know about Gunnar Stockton yet. That's maybe another reason that I'm kind of leaning heavy on Bama in this Georgia game. I don't know. The road games make me nervous. And It's Me Marvin is 100% right. I think it would be the last 10 out of 10 times if it wasn't for the injuries that Alabama had. Because the last time Georgia won, right, the title game, Bama got hit with some injuries. And the other thing is, too, Coach Kalen DeBoer, during his career, if you kind of zoom into it, he doesn't lose games like this. These two teams, who knows at this point, they'll be ranked 3 and 4. He wins these mega matchups. Okay, so I just put an 8 on the Georgia game. Okay, how about Vanderbilt? They're coming to Tuscaloosa. Confidence level that Alabama beats Diego Pavia. I cannot wait for the preseason of this game because you know Diego is going to be talking. Not like the guy just says what he's feeling. You think the Alabama gets back at Vandy? All right, 10. We're going to mark Vandy. I can't wait for that game, to be honest. 10. And Bama fans are going to be pissed off against Vanderbilt. This could, you know what? This is a circle game. This is a game that's circled on the calendar a million. Not because they lost last year. It was just like, I think it's because Vanderbilt bullied Alabama. People were talking trap games, okay? And someone said that South Carolina was a trap game. This is on social media. South Carolina is not a trap game. We're not even there yet. This is a trap game. Missouri, this is a trap game, okay? Who knows what happens in that Georgia game? Let's say you come off and you beat Georgia. And that Vanderbilt game's right there again. So maybe Alabama at this point in time is number one. They got some payback medicine for Vanderbilt. They do bad things to Vanderbilt. But this game against Missouri, this is a trap game. 100%. What's your confidence level against Missouri? They'll have a new quarterback as the backup from Penn State, right? And let me ask you this, too. Yes or no, do you think that this is a trap game, the Missouri game, on the schedule? I certainly do. Middle part of the season, you start to kind of buy into, where you're ranked. See, and last year, Missouri was missing their entire offense. They were a good team last year. They were really good on defense. When they played Alabama, they had no offense. 0. So I'll say 8.5 and trap game. 8.5 and trap game. Tennessee. Okay. Nico was out. They'll have another quarterback. The Aguilar guy comes in. He transferred from UCLA to Tennessee. I'm sure you guys watched it as well. So they'll have a new quarterback. They're coming to Tuscaloosa. They've won the last 2 out of 3, which is hard to believe against Alabama. But Josh Heupel, he's been doing a good job over there. Confidence level that Alabama beats Tennessee. 8, 9. Mine went a lot higher with Nico gone. Look, the whole thing with Nico, he was going to be better this year. I don't know. I think this really sets him back with him transferring. Probably the last that you hear about him, to be honest. But I'm going to say 9 to 10 on this game now. And you have payback for Tennessee 100%, but it's just that game's always scheduled. It's the third game in October, right? Third Saturday. Okay. Let me ask you this. Alabama goes to South Carolina on 10-25. Okay? Before you give me your confidence level, is this the toughest game? Is this going to be the most challenging game on Alabama's schedule? Is it this, Georgia, or Auburn? Is Georgia what is the toughest schedule? What is the toughest game on this schedule? At Georgia on September 27th, at South Carolina on 10-25, or at Auburn 11-29? Man, this is the meat of the stretch. This is the meat where it is. Look, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee. That is a grind. Dang, man, that is tough. That is some good football to be watching too. Todd is saying Georgia. Anita's saying Auburn. Nobody's saying. I see. CJ inside the comment box saying definitely South Carolina. I don't know. They're all challenging for different reasons. The most challenging going to Columbia. I might say South Carolina. I don't know. I was going to say South Carolina, their quarterback, their defense. That team's going to be really good. Auburn's always hard. It doesn't matter what's happening. That game's I don't know. That's a hard question. Okay, so confidence level in beating South Carolina. Maybe like a 7 for me. That's a hard stretch. Confidence level in beating South Carolina. Yeah, this is the rat poison. I miss rat poison. Maybe Coach Kelly DeBoer will say rat poison at some point this year. 8, 7. Yeah, this one's lower. I get it. 6.5. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, South Carolina's going to be damn good. All right, we'll say 7. And you finally get some time to breathe before you play JTL's LSU Tigers. At home this time in Tuscaloosa. Garrett Nussmeier comes back. Aaron Anderson's a player. Confidence level against LSU. I'm actually really high on this one. I think 8, 9. Right? I think Alabama will have their way against LSU. JTL, what you think, man? LSU 9-10. Okay. 9. I don't know if it's a 10, but 9. I'm going to say high. 8.5. Eric D saying 9. Okay, a lot of 9s. Actually, 7. Maybe this should be an 8.5. And JJ inside the comment box is complimenting the secondary. And that's going to be the big thing, man. The secondary should be much better than it was last year. Hey, Zach, man, I appreciate the comments, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll drop the men's devotional at the back end of the show. This is 100% right. Hacker Music points out that Saban very seldom lost to mediocre teams, right? 100%. It was always some like crazy ending or something dramatic happened. He never just lost to like teams that were unranked. I think before his like first year. Other than that, it was always, I think a ranked team in some sort of crazy fashion. All right, Oklahoma. Look, this quarterback is really good. Brett Venables, he said last year that they bullied Alabama. They did. This is another trap game too. It's at home. What's your confidence level? What's your confidence level against Oklahoma? And is this a trap game? I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna say 8 and trap game. So there's 2 trap games on the schedule. The trap games are Missouri and Oklahoma. One's on the road, one's at home. But, man, they better be fired up for this game against Oklahoma. And I think this Oklahoma team is going to be good. If this quarterback has some wide receivers that he can work with, definitely a trap game. Okay, Eastern Illinois. All right, 2 teams I've never met before. And then Auburn. Confidence level against Auburn at Auburn. I'm going to say, okay, this is crazy what I'm about to say. I'm going to say like a 6-5. Maybe even a 6 at Auburn. Hey, Kim, thanks for following the channel. Appreciate it. I'm going to say 6 against Auburn. You guys are saying 9? 10? No way. 5. Yeah, that Jarvis. Jarvis is right. 5. They're lower for Auburn, but I think Auburn will be better. If this quarterback stays healthy, he was a problem last year. Coach Saban said it was haunted. I'm going 5 against Auburn. I don't trust anything that happens down there. It's too much. You guys are way more confident than I am. 5-5. There you go. The better Alabama is at this point in time, the more dangerous that game gets. So if Alabama is undefeated at that time, Auburn will play. They will be equal. That's the one thing that whenever I move from Tuscaloosa or if I stay here and people are like, "What'd you learn?" I'd be like, that game, the Iron Bowl, not here in Tuscaloosa, but when it's in Auburn, that the teams are exactly equal. It may be Auburn's a little bit better. I don't know why, but that's what I learned. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. It's just a rivalry game. I mean, it's been like this for forever, and I don't know why, but I learned that. And the first time I saw it was in 2017 when I went down there, and I watched Auburn absolutely manhandle Alabama. It's really weird. What about and the players that for Auburn make the most ridiculous catches, or the quarterbacks play crazy? Like, remember Bo Nix? Bo Nix went crazy. That's just that game. A game that gives me the creeps, right? All right, so that's Alabama's schedule. And we'll see how it goes. But high confidence level in Alabama to really have a successful season. And a lot of this, clearly gas up preseason stuff. But I think coming off the spring season, we did learn a lot about the team. And we feel optimistic for many different reasons. I think the two pillars are defensive returners, Ryan Grubb. After that, Ty Simpson at quarterback. So defense or Ryan Grubb, defense, Ty Simpson. Those are like the three just bullet points why you could tell people Alabama's going to be better this season. And then you could, stack on a bunch of different layers. But those are the key components. Now, does Alabama make the playoffs? You would think. But the challenge is very difficult schedule, especially on the road. 2 hard trap games like everybody else. And then the playoffs, how they're designed, they're not designed to take the top 12 teams. Because you already have, UNLV, I would imagine, or Boise, Oregon, or whoever wins the Big Ten, Notre Dame. That's 3 teams already in the playoffs. Notre Dame will be in there. The Mountain West, that's 2 teams. And then let's say Oregon or, I don't know, Ohio State, whoever wins the Big Ten. 3 ACC, so 4 SEC. Yeah, if you don't make the top 5 in the SEC, you're out. Top 4, you're out. All right, give you a few more minutes to get inside the raffle, and then we'll do the pinwheel. So, Venmo, Bama _YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. And we'll spin the pinwheel today. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'll take like a 1 minute break, and then I'll be right back with the pinwheel. Don't go anywhere. All right, fam, we are back. And we got the pinwheel. All right. We got to get the pinwheel music. Let me load it up. Oh, I love this part. All right. Welcome to the Pinwheel on Bama Football on YouTube. Raffle, 4 gear. Portion goes back to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching the show today. With the meat of the show was talking about the Alabama football schedule. High confidence going into the 2025 football season. Today we're raffling off a black hoodie, which you can get at Team Fanatics. You could also support the players by going over to Athletes Thread and simply getting your own gear. Just go to Athletes Thread and type in your favorite athlete. All right, today on the Pinwheel, it's going to be interesting. We got Kevin, Lisa, Chad Kennedy, Dan Caraway, Sam Anderson, Elisa Miller, Ruben Poole, and Kaysen today. All right, who will win the Pinwheel? If you win the Pinwheel, here's my email. Just email me, and I will get that hoodie out to you, okay? Here we go. You guys ready? Pinwheel. 3, 2, 3, 2. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Chad Kennedy. Chad Kennedy, man. Hit me up. You already got my email, man. Congratulations, Chad Kennedy. Thanks for playing today on the Pinwheel. Oh. This is what you got. This hoodie coming to you. All right. We'll do another Pinwheel this week. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for always rocking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much. News as it happens. Follow us on Facebook. Oh, let me drop my my men's devotional inside the comment box. Get a little daily dose of the men's devotional right here inside the comment box. Check it out every single day. Talking life, strengthening up spiritually. I appreciate you. Chad killing it. Alex killing it. Dan, yours went out yesterday. Bama hater, thanks for the call yesterday. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Thanks for watching. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Wednesday, May 7th. Kyle Anderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Until next time, fam. I love you guys. See ya. I like how I do that right to the end of the music. All right. Thanks for being here, fam. See you guys.